If I had any advice for you, my brother or sister, in going on the dragon's path, of course, you have to ask yourself, why do you want to go on the dragon's path in the first place? Because you love your dragon. That is why we go on the dragon's path. That is the only reason why. And if you go on the dragon's path, you always want to connect with the dragon. That is also our entire goal, to connect with dragons. But how to connect with dragons? That is a different question. But the way that you want it, you desire it, and that is why you go on this path. And that is why also I very much recommend, once you are on the dragon's path, and that is really something that you have to remember, dragons are no humans. They are nothing at all like humans. Humans are, like these primates that, I don't want to look down at humans, but once I felt the dragon, I felt so much more than what humans are. Humans think of themselves as the owner, as that they own everything here on earth, that even gods look like them. And that is not at all what it is. Not at all. But if you are on the dragon's path, we can make a lot of mistakes. And these mistakes are very much what a human would do. What a human would do on the dragon's path. So if I may recommend you something, my brother or sister, if you go on the dragon's path, then be as much as dragon as possible. And how to be a dragon, that is a feeling for everyone different. Because what I truly recommend is to not piss off the dragon. There are so many ways to piss off dragons, and most of the ways are because our humanity does that. Of course, dragons can have a long patience. Sometimes they have a patience of an angel, really. But some of the dragons really don't mess around, and they don't want any mistakes. Some have a short circuit, that really that you have to listen to whatever your heart says. Of course, you don't have to listen to anyone. You don't have to listen to not even the dragon or the dragon gods. You have to listen to your own heart. That is also on the dragon's path. We are our own masters. We only love our dragons and we are connected to them. That doesn't mean that we are slaves to them. And that is also not what dragons want from us. But that is very much a human mistake. And that is what I recommend to you, my brothers and sisters. The first mistake that you can make a dragon very angry is to see yourself as more as them. A lot of people see animals and all of the beings that are not human as their property. So that is very much natural, a natural behavior of humans, that you also see the dragon as lesser, the dragon as the one that is behind you. And that is not at all what you should show the dragon. If the dragon knows this, that your behavior is like that you are looking down at them, then a lot of dragons will not accept that. A lot of dragons will be very angry even whenever you do that. And what happens if a dragon is very angry? A dragon, and that is what I very much, a dragon can go away, that you no longer feel them. And that idea alone made me afraid that the dragon would leave me. But of course, dragons normally don't do that, but they will let you feel how it is all alone. Dragons will let you feel it, how it is to not be connected. And that feeling is horrible. And sometimes when dragons, are very much alike the Fae. The Fae are nature spirits, forest spirits. They have their entire energy from nature in itself. And dragons are something like it. Because just like the Fae, the dragon is a citizen, or I can say it, citizen of the fifth gate. And the fifth gate is unreachable. But there are places in nature that allows an opening to that specific gate. It depends on what you are looking for. What you also have to remind yourself, and that is why I made my mistake. That is why I know this, why a dragon can be very much pissed off, angry, and really annoyed, is that you no longer focus yourself on the goal. When I made my videos in the beginning, and I have to be very honest with you, there are a couple of videos that I made years ago where I was talking about the dragon, but I wasn't feeling the dragon. And whenever I talk to you now, my brother and sister, whenever I talk now, I always have the dragon on my mind. The dragon is here with me. The dragon is surrounding me. The dragon is everywhere. Whenever I talk about dragons, the dragon is always on my mind. But there were moments that I was talking about the dragon and I wasn't having the dragon with me. That made my dragon actually angry. And you can say, how can the dragon is so angry? Are they vengeful gods? I mean, vengeful spirits? I can say to you, my brothers and sisters, not one god in that humanity ever worshipped was all kind and loving. Not even the Abrahamic, where everyone kneels down before. He was a vengeful, hateful, and even misogynistic and jealous. That is what kind of a god that humanity bows down before in mass. So, of course, the dragon gods themselves also have their ways to say that they are not all, all light. Nothing is. Nothing. It's all also a darkness with it. And that is also what lives with their children. And that is what you are. You also have this, or the dragon by your side also have their limits. And once their limit has been reached, then they will let you know that they are pissed off. They can react by going away, not eternally, because they just want to show you how it is to be alone. And that is dreadful, I can say that. And of course, whenever you try to open the gate to the dragon, but you do it in the most humanic way possible. And with that, I mean that you just want to reach out for the dragon realm, but that's it. That's it. With no feeling whatsoever. If you are reaching out for dragons, but you don't want to connect, you just are curious, you just want to see it, no. There are gatekeepers at the dragon's gate. And these are dragons that will be very much angry with you if you are trying to do that. Opening the dragon's gate is opening the gate as a dragon. So that is why I say the most thing that a dragon hates, that piece of a dragon, is that a dragon which, like ourselves, do things in the most humanic way possible. And we shouldn't do that. We should always, whatever we are doing on the dragon's path, whenever we are doing dragon magic, whenever we are opening gates, whenever we are trying to focus ourselves to the dragon, we are always trying to do it in the most draconic way possible. We have to lose ourselves. We have to not be that human, because we only make mistakes because of our humanity. And normally, every dragon is different. So the reaction of your dragon can be very much different than with the dragon by my side. And of course, even the dragon gods can also very much react differently than, for example, they react different to me than they do with you. Because you have a completely different path to follow. Even though the outcome is the same, but the path is going to be different than that of another. So, and also, whenever you are trying to boss the dragon around, that is very much human. You're bossing the dragon around like they are some kind of an animal, a horse, or a dog that you have to let it behave. That is out of the question for the dragon. And I say it out loud because if you make that mistake, the dragon can do something else than just going away. Before they can go away, they will let you know that they are pissed off. And they will let you know that you lost yourself. So they no longer have to be with you. But before they go away from you, they give you and that is typically something of the fifth gate that the Fae also does. that is giving you like some kind of a draconic middle finger, but you will feel that. And that is horrible whenever you have that. That whenever the dragon is, you know, turning their back on you, and in the most painful way ever, not physical but mentally and also spiritually. You will fall into a depression after that. I can guarantee you that. But that is why I say don't piss off dragons. I mean, whatever you are doing, whenever you are going on the dragons, that is actually a very good, a strange, but a very good something to say to you. You know, I sometimes watch the series Chucky. It's about a living doll, a killer doll. Yeah, I was a horror fanatic. And there was one scene, and that intrigued me. And that was that Chucky finally died and he went to Dambala. Dambala is a real god. A real god. Normally it takes the shape of a snake, but in this case he was a doll. And Chucky was, you know, his spirit of Charles Lee Ray. That was the one that said, I killed so much for you. I did so much for you. I killed so many people. And Dambala was just like, are we done? I mean, that is, you didn't do it because you love me. You just did it because you want advantages from this, you know? And that is also what dragons are. If you follow the dragon and everything is empty and you just treat them like dogs and slaves and you just want advantage from them, then nothing will happen or something bad will happen. Whenever you are, you don't want really, I just say to you, you don't want to piss off dragons. My last recommendation to you, my brothers and sisters, if do not piss off dragons. And I am actually a bit like afraid to tell you this, but you, whenever you are trying to mix paths, whenever you are trying to invoke other gods, other spirits, spirits from, I don't know, from your culture, if you are trying to invoke that, if you are, I have seen this enough. You know, dragons are not at all like that. They are jealous. Yeah, they can be jealous. They can be very jealous actually, but that is not it. Dragons can also, you know, be very specific, very much that you have to really focus yourself 100% to focus on your own dragon spirit within. It's going to take all of the effort. So if you don't want to piss off dragons, don't mix other paths. That is just a recommendation out of experience. I don't say you don't have to, you cannot do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, do whatever you feel, do whatever you love, do whatever you like. On the dragon's path, we are all free. Do whatever you want. The only thing that I can say to you, listen to your heart. Don't piss off the dragon. Don't piss off your own dragon self. Don't make them angry, but love them. Whatever you do, lose your humanity. And whenever you do on the dragon's path, I don't know what you want to do, if you want to reach out for them, but do it as draconic as possible. And do it with all of your dragon's heart.